All right, guys, girls' cycles. This is all for all the ladies out here. A lot of women, they contact me for coaching, for training, and most women have no clue that all these fitness girls or bikini girls that they look up to take the amount of stuff that they do. Now, I've prepped girls before that were natural, and we've won, and we've even turned pro. There are those girls that just have those great genetics. I'm talking about bikini, not further on, but bikini that has just have those great genetics that we have done it natural and without anything. So it is possible, okay? But most girls, and this is speaking from 20 years of experience from me coaching women, from women coming to me from other coaches telling me, of course, they give me, show me everything that they've been taking before in the past. Women take a lot more stuff than people think, than like the average girl that wants to get into fitness. They usually have no clue that girls take that much. And when you tell it to them, they just kind of really don't want to believe it because they're just like, no, there's no way. That girl says she's natural or this or this. And you got to remember, women can get away with lying about taking gear. Obviously, male open bodybuilders can't say, oh, I'm natural. I mean, come on. When I was competing, my book's about to come out called Geared Up. It has all my cycles in it I did over my whole bodybuilding career. Go in depth. It's just for entertainment purposes only. Do not copy it. But I wanted to put something out there that showed like my journey. And the thing is, my cycles weren't that crazy. I retired before I got to that point where I was going to really like push it to, to be at the top. So, I'll have girls come to me and they're like, hey, I want to look like this. I'm like, okay, you do understand these girls are taking, they're like, really? I'm like, yes, they're taking, the normal really stuff, Anavar, like bikini girls, Anavar, clenbuterol, maybe some T3, some Nolvadex at the end. That's pretty much most top bikini girls' cycles. Are some girls only taking Clen? Yes. Are some girls only taking Anavar? Yes. Are most of them doing growth hormone or peptides? Yes. And then the classes above that are, of course, taking obviously more. The thing is with women is when you take stuff, their side effects are much worse. For men, the androgens, that just makes us maybe like you'll see a guy bodybuilder when they're bodybuilding like maybe at their prime, or let's say like Rolly Winkler. He just kind of retired, but when he was competing, he looked kind of rough, and he looks like he came off all his stuff now. He's downsized a lot. He looks 20 years younger. His skin looks better. He looks so much healthier. His skin has a glow. So, you can't really get away as a guy saying that. But girls, they can say, oh, yeah, I don't take anything, or I'm natural and this and that. And girls will believe it, and they'll buy their BS programs that are, oh, get in shape in 30 days and all this crazy junk. So if you have a girl tell you they don't take anything and they're competing and winning or professional, they're not telling you the truth, okay? I'm just telling you that right now. There's clinics out there right now that can prescribe girls pretty much what they need, though, enough to compete, like certain compounds. And I give that clinic out to people. You just got to send me a DM on IG. And they consider it like a therapeutic dose, but it's enough for a girl to, compete at the bikini level. But when you're giving a girl stuff, okay, you can have 5 girls and give them the same compound, like just like Anavar or Master, whatever. And they're all going to have different side effects, and they're all going to have different effects to it, okay? People will react. I've met girls that they can take a lot of stuff and they hardly get any side effects. I meet girls that they can just take a little bit of Anavar or Winnie or something like that, and their voice deepens a lot. And so you really have to watch those side effects. And my job as a coach when I'm coaching like a woman is I explain to them the potential side effects of stuff they have to take if they're wanting to compete, whether it be in bikini, figure, wellness, bodybuilding, women's physique. Of course, women's physique, wellness are going to be, women's bodybuilding. I rarely have I think I've only had like 3 women bodybuilder girls ever. I used to have a lot of women's physique, but it's got so extreme. It's just women's bodybuilding now. I'm not okay with telling a girl to take all this junk to permanently, turn them masculine, okay? So the whole point is to take enough stuff to look the best without getting permanent side effects, okay? While women are on, they're gonna get side effects, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. They might get a little bit of hair loss. They might get a little bit of hair growth on their body. Their voice might, get a little deeper. Their lady part might grow a little bit. The sex drive is gonna be through the roof. That's a good thing for the male. If the male can keep up, some males can't even keep up with them. But these are normal side effects, and the point is you want to stay on not too long where some of these side effects stick. But the thing is, you can have a girl and they can compete. First show they look awesome, they took A, B, and C. Next show they take the same thing, but they keep taking these hormones over and over and over, and their face slowly starts to change. I know girls all the time, they look great. They were pretty girls, and they wreck their faces within a couple years. And usually the problem is no one around them is honest with them and say, hey, like, your face is changing. You need to stop whatever you're doing. Or they have a coach that really doesn't care and just like, yeah, here, take whatever. Or they're selling them the stuff or benefiting somehow off of it. So I'm always very honest with my women clients. And a lot of them are shocked, like I said, when they find out what their favorite fitness girl is taking, or it's so funny sometimes to be like, oh my gosh, I thought she was just natural, and she just worked. I'm like, oh my gosh, she does work hard, but she's far from natural. And some of these like clients I get, or potential clients that come to me, and they're like, my goal is to look like this, and I'll get a picture, and it'll be like one of the top 5 girls in the world. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you have no clue. It's impossible for you to look like this. This is like the top 5 girl in the world, whatever class it may be. This is the best of the best of the best. It's good to have goals, but you also have to be realistic too. And you've got to understand what you're working with also. Like, I've got some girls before that they looked like just, and we started prepping them, training them, and their bodies just took off like crazy because they had better genetics. You can't do anything about your genetics, okay? You could, of course, work harder and all that, but some people try to substitute their lack of genetics and lack of hard work with more gear, and that's just going to get you side effects and not have you look good. So women out there, if you're thinking about taking something, make sure you test it. There's testing kits out there, like it's called Roy Test. Dave Palumbo sells them on his site also. You can test your compound. Like Anavar, that's faked all the time, and they usually fake it as D-ball. Make sure you test that, because you do not want to be taking Anavar, especially if you're prepping for a show, because you'll be full of water and bloat, and you'll get really bad side effects. And you have to figure out, you and your coach, whoever that is, and you got to understand, a lot of coaches, they do not know how to prep women. I've been prepping women for 20 years. I've always prepped both men and women. A lot of people, men and women, are very different to prep. Hormone-wise, what they have to take, what they have to do to mitigate other side effects, it's very, very, very different. And a lot of men try to do it, and they have no clue what they're doing. They might be okay with men, but they're not good at prepping women at all, okay? So when, like, just for instance, someone comes to me, we want to make the side effects as least as possible. And when they get done with that prep, we want to make sure everything goes back. If their voice deepened a little bit, it goes back to normal. If they lost a little hair, like hair thinned a little bit, it goes back to normal. And that's the whole goal. Some women are okay with getting a little side effects because they want to reach their goal in fitness. And I understand that. But I am against of taking a good-looking, pretty girl and morphing her into a man and being masculine. That is not okay. That is not attractive, and that is not worth your face at all. Some women just don't care. They're doing it for themselves. They could care less. But most women, that's a huge fear. And a lot of them, it happens kind of like slowly. They don't see it happening, and then no one's in their corner that's telling them, hey, stop whatever you're doing. You're looking really, really rough. All right? Make sure you have the right people in your corner, right coach, and take care. Leave comments.